Welcome back to another Pokemon Market Monday, home of the OG weekly market updates, where every Monday morning we go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going up in price. We do also cover big Pokemon news, like cards and sets to get revealed. And we do have to do the question of the day: what is your favorite reveal so far from the 30th anniversary set? And we do have to give a quick thanks to our video sponsor, and that is COLLECTR. This app is the best of the best when it comes to tracking your collection. No other app even compares. Their website also works super good, but I promise you it is so fun adding all your cards and your boxes to COLLECTR. Even if your collection is not massive, I promise it's so much fun. And then that way you always have your collection with you on your phone. In case you're shopping for some other cards, you know exactly what you have. They also do more giveaways than anyone in this entire hobby, so make sure you follow them on all their socials. I'll have all the links in the description. Then of course, you guys want to try out PSA for your first time, click the link, use code BEARD25, you get $25 off, and they pause their lower tiers, so you'll definitely need a discount. And Tag did the same thing, pause their lower tiers. But if you guys do want to get 10% off your first submission, use the code BEARD102 and click my description down below. And same thing with VAULTX. You can use the code BEARDX25 to get a discount at checkout. All right, so we got Poke Beach here. So we got a bunch of new reveals for the 30th anniversary. I've seen some people say they don't like these cards. I think they're going to look amazing, especially in person. I think they're going to pop. I love when Pokemon tries new things. But I've seen so many people say mid. It's like, I don't know what else you would want. Then we got the beautiful Espeon and Umbreon. So many Pokemon cameos in here. There is even a Mewtwo back here with the Umbreon card, and there is a Mew with the Espeon, even though Mew's pretty tiny. I wish they made him a little bit bigger. But yeah, there's just so many Pokemon. The Victini and stuff, it's just crazy. But yeah, I am so excited for these promos. I cannot wait to get my hands on these bad boys. So super excited about that. But all right, let's get into it. Evolving Skies, not a ton of movement. We got sales for the booster box still at 25, 26, and 27. ETB still right around the same price, $550 to about $600. And Pokemon Center ETB still right around $1,000 to about $1,200. Next, Celebrations. Again, didn't really move too much from last week. We got the regular ETB at $386, Pokemon Center ETB at $553. Got the UPC at $1,280. And the Collector's Chest is at $190. I think we had one sale over $200. And the Premium Figure Collection market price is $280. Next, we have Crown Zenith. That ETB started to bounce back. It did get down to $320. Now that's sold $335, $360, and $350. And the Sea and Sky Premium Collection market price is also $340. That's sold for this one $359, $369, and $335. It's about the same price as the ETB, but takes up a lot more space, which does come into play if you guys are trying to get a lot of these boxes. And the Crown Zenith Booster Bundle is at $195, and the Pokemon Center ETB market price $580. Next, we got Prismatic Evolutions. Regular ETB went back up to $175. Now it's back at $167. The SPC market price $283, still kind of down. Got the Prismatic Evolutions Booster Bundle. Market price is now $93. And the Pokemon Center ETB still not really going up. Market price $510. Next, Destin Rivals. Again, not a ton of movement for Destin. We got the regular ETB market price $200, Pokemon Center ETB $560, and the Destin Rivals Booster Box $598. And as you guys can probably tell, I am not at home. I am at Irvine, California, at Trading Card Con. Pretty fun show. Someone just broke my Espeon life-size statue, though. Some mom and kid, right when I left, walked by and snapped the head off, I guess. Or ran into it or tripped. I don't know what happened. So that's super annoying. But anyways, next we got Ascended Heroes. The regular ETB market price $181, so that's up a couple dollars. And the Pokemon Center ETB still right around $525 for Ascended. And the Ascended Heroes First Partner Deluxe Pin is up a couple dollars, market price $63. All right, let's get into it. We got the regular Journey Together booster box. This is at $270, still just keeps slowly climbing. $298, $299, and $285. And we have the Twilight Masquerade booster box. It was at $333. Now that's sold $372, $355, and $348. Next, the regular Surging ETB was at $87. We got sales now at $125, $130, $145, and $120. Next, Pitch Black Pokemon Center ETB. Wait till you see this price. This is at $650, dropped down to $540. And last sold, we actually have quite a few sales at $650 and a couple at $499. Never ever buy this stuff on, pre-order or pre-sale item on TCG Player, because only a few amount of sellers can actually sell during this time. And I've actually had people that sell on TCG Player comment to me saying I shouldn't say that, it's safer than getting on eBay. I don't know why everybody's so scared of eBay. I've been buying off eBay my entire life. I've literally never been scammed one time. And if anything ever does happen, like if a card just doesn't show up or gets lost in the mail, eBay literally sides with the buyer 99.9% of the time. But yeah, he was like, so much safer than buying on eBay and all this stuff. It's like, it's the same. If he's got a good seller rating, they care about that just as much as TCG Player does. Literally no difference. Next, we have the Palladium Fates Pokemon Center ETB. So the regular ETB almost caught up to this for Palladium Fates. Now this is starting to move. Was at 590. Now last sold 639, 626, and 616. Kind of figured that would happen. Next, we have the Greninja UPC. Was at 360. Now last sold 510, 45, 504. I genuinely feel like the Team Rocket Moltres UPC is 10 times better than this. And they are both GameStop exclusives. The promo's way better in the Moltres one, so I feel like the Moltres UPC now is pretty undervalued compared to the Greninja. And I could see it being right up to $500 soon, which we got right here. It is going up, but last sold 370, 360, 355. Next, we have the Black Bolt and White Flare Premium Collection. Heavy hitters was at 115. Now last sold 172, 155, and 160. Next, we have the Legendary Warriors Premium Collection. So many Sword and Shield packs, all good alternate art packs too. This thing was so undervalued. I was screaming at everybody to buy this at 130. Was at 149. Now that sold 199, 179, and 190. Next, we got some cards. So here's a random Slowpoke card from Stellar Crown. It's a super playable card. It's also adorable. And it also has a connecting artwork with like 8 other cards from a bunch of different sets, which is super, super cool. But it was a 30-cent card. Now that sold 450, 3, 4, 2, and 5. So if you got a bunch of bulk, if you opened up a bunch of Stellar Crown, definitely check for this card. And we have the P2 and Zekrom GX Tag Team. So we're getting a reprint of this for the 30th anniversary. And normally, that would actually bring the price down for these cards. But for some reason, you know, this market's just so backwards, it's making it go up in price. This is at $42. Now that's sold 120, 120, 100, 183, 111. I would not buy this card for that price. Next, we got the Galvantula from White Flare. So many White Flare and Black Bolt cards are actually going insane. I have a feeling it's going to be the most expensive set, or one of the most expensive sets in the entire era, just because there's so many IRs and they're all so expensive. This was at $15. Now last sold 19, 21, and 22. Next, we got the Terrakion from White Flare. Was at 19. Now last sold 37, 32, and 31. And same thing with the Cobalion from Black Bolt. Was at 19. Now last sold 34, 32, and 29. And the Verizon was at 23. Now last sold 31, 35, and 30. Such a nice trio. I'm happy I got all 3 of these in a PSA 10 a while back for around 100 each, because they're almost impossible to grade. And we have the Embor from White Flare. Was at 31. Now last sold 44, 45, and 52. Next, the Volcarona from Black Bolt was at $30. Now last sold 57, 62, and 63. And the Dwebble from Black Bolt. I'm not joking. Everything from Black Bolt and White Flare is going up. This is at $22. Now last sold 62, 63, and 69. Next, we have the Persian from Shrouded Fable. It's at $44. Now last sold 75, 78, and 80. And the Bulbasaur from Stellar Crown was at $80. Last sold 138, 146, 129, 139. And the Squirtle from Stellar Crown. Last sold 123, 121, and 118. We got one high one at 130. Next, we're moving to some SIRs. We got the Altaria EX from Paradox Rift. Was at $44. Now last sold, we got one at 59, 60, and 65. Next, the Caldiel from White Flare was at $49. Now last sold 72, 74, and 81. Next, the Mega Venusaur from Mega Evolution was at 118. Now last sold 170, 175, and 172. Such a nice card. Next, the Ethan's Ho-Oh, probably my favorite SIR, was at 170 forever. So it was at 151, kind of leveled out at 170, but now we got a couple higher sales here at 209, 200, 199, 185. We still do have a couple at 175. Next, the Latias. Just picked this card up, was at 170, now last sold 186, 191, 199. I could easily see this card being a $250 card. Next, the Reshiram and Zekrom SIRs are starting to move again. This is at 196, just up a little bit. Last sold 210, 209, 219. And the Zekrom, was at 200 for a while, kind of hung out around 230, 240. Now last sold 259, 272, 258, and 260. Next, a ton of evolutions from Prismatic Evolutions are going crazy. Here's a Vaporeon, was at 178. We got sales now at 266, 302, 275, and 340. Wow. And the Glaceon is moving. I'm a big fan of this Glaceon. I love the background on this thing. This is at 183. Now last sold 290, 299. One high one at 497. Another one at 447. Most of them, though, are between $250 to $300. And we have the Greninja from Twilight Masquerade. Was at 360, kind of completely leveled out. Now last sold 399, 376, 370, a bunch at 380 and 390. And here's the Sylveon from Prismatic. Was at 297. We got sales now at 440, 470, 465. We got one random high one at 795. What? Couple more even at 540 and 480. Another one at 795 down there. And we have the Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX from Destin, just keeps slowly going up in price. Last sold for this is now 570, 617, 599, 580. Got a couple low ones at 500 and 540, but definitely getting close to being a $600 card again. Next, we have the Mega Charizard X from Phantasmal Flames, the SIR. Got down to 815. Now last sold 894, 950, 901, 999. I was so excited that it was starting to go down in price again, but then it shot right back up. Next, the Bubble Mew from Paldean Fates was at 665. Now last sold 900, 910, 921, and 890. Next, we have Crown Zenith, Galarian Gallery. Just checking on a couple of these. The Giratina market price still 381, Mewtwo 281, but the Arceus market price is 250. The Dialga market price 138, Palkia 133. The Darkrai V-Star is now up to about 115. Leafeon's close to 90. The Deoxys is 81, Glaceon V-Star 73, and Suicune is almost at 70, except this Lapras market price now is $28. Such a nice Lapras. All right, and we have the Trainer Galleries. Here's a Rayquaza VMAX market price $209. The Pikachu V market price $125. Starmie V is up to $120. Pikachu VMAX $113. Umbreon $108. Mimikyu V market price is now $92. That's going to be at $100 probably pretty soon. Garchomp V is almost at $90 at $87. Sylveon V $83. Sylveon VMAX $77. Mimikyu VMAX $77. Umbreon V $75. Gengar, Pikachu both right around $55. Blaziken's now up to $42. So much going up in price. And we got some promos. We got the Greninja SIR. Was at $75. Now last sold $119, $120. And the Charizard V-Star was at $65. Now last sold $104, $85, and $91. Next, the Marnie's Morpeko was at $35. Now last sold $52, $51, $59, and $48. Next, the Pikachu Sword and Shield promo. Love this one with the Gen 8 starters. This is at $80 for months. Finally starting to move again. Now last sold, we got 94, 95, 105, 112. I could see this card being a $200-$300 card. I'm not even kidding. Really reminds me of the Festas, which are some of the most expensive cards in Pokemon. Next, we have the Greninja Gold Star promo. Was at $21. Now last sold $30, $25, $38. And we have the Umbreon Gold Star from Celebrations. Was at $80 or $90 for a long time. Now last sold $105, $120, $123. I genuinely feel like this should be a $200-$300 card. Next, the Charizard from Celebrations was at $185. Randomly shot up the last couple days. Now last sold $229, $201, $214. I have a feeling because we're actually getting 30th anniversary stuff, so I can see the 25th anniversary really popping off now. And to end it off, we got a couple metal cards. Here is the Pikachu. This is from the Celebrations UPC. Was at $98. Now last sold $169, $165, and $190. And the Metal Charizard. One of my favorite cards. I feel like people slept on this forever. And I mean, if we can go back a year, it was $119. I got mine for like $50 a long time ago. And last low for this one now, 389, 300, 290, 250, 336, and then one low one at 182. We got a couple high ones at 499 and 481. And you got to think, it comes in a very expensive box, so there's not like millions and millions and millions of these, to where I could also see this card being, you know, $500, $600, $700, maybe even $1,000 card one day, especially in clean condition, because so many of them came chipped. The two UPCs I opened originally, because they were, you know, cheap, just completely destroyed. Like paint chips everywhere. It was missing half the back. So they are very difficult to find in mint condition. But all right, that was this week's Pokemon Market Monday. If you guys like this content, want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment if you guys want to support more. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my newest vending video, you can click the one above. Otherwise, I have an entire playlist full of all my other vending videos. If you guys could watch those, give them a like and hype those up, I'd really appreciate it. But all right, we'll see you next time.